Good morning, everyone. Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. Coffee done, yoga done. I wanted to get this published and into the Ethernet this morning. So thank you for your patience as I have a do-over of the board book, starting the board book yet again. With the backgrounds. These backgrounds are a little bit different than the ones we've done in some videos that are no longer available. So anyway, I hope you'll join me for the October challenge. I am going to do a board book. My intention is to do it on Fae, F-A-E, or fairies, which I think will be fun. I do still want to thank Lindy Trenholm for ringing my bell. She's the one that inspired me to dig into the board books. Many people work on the board books, I realize that, but Lindy is the one that rang my bell. So grab a board book and some sandpaper and some gaffer tape, and let's do this thing. All right, see you on the table. So this is your project for today. We are doing backgrounds for a board book with underpants and acrylics and stamps and circles and fiber paste. You can use texture paste or just gesso, doesn't matter. Very, very fun. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to let it dry. Good morning. Coffee around here someplace. Yoga is done. And this is my do-over of my board book. So what I've done is I've sanded the pages. Well, first of all, I decided how many pages I was going to have. I glued pages together. I sanded them. I did put tags between the pages when I glued them, so there's a tag on each one. I put down the gaffer tape. I gessoed the book, which is a little bit different, and then I glued a piece of fabric on the binding, and I did the 3-hole binding through the pages, through the gaffer tape, and through the fabric to make sure everything hangs tight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue some plain underpants. This is a do-over. And I'm going to glue on some plain underpants. I'm going to use matte gel because the matte medium was just too thin for me. I'm not going to cover each page completely. I'm just putting some underpants on the pages, and I will go through the whole book and do that. These are the papers that I made. A couple of rounds on the jelly plate, and then a round with the jelly plate and my stencil, and then a stencil and texture paste. And I'm going to bring in a couple of the Distress inks. I used the Distress Oxide last time, and they move quite a bit. These will move a little bit, but not quite as much, I'm hoping. So as soon as these are dry, I'm going to rub some color on them, depending on the background of the color. So this one I'm going to bring in the worn lipstick and just hit that a little bit. Some of the pages I'll use the worn lipstick, and some of the pages I will use the Wild Honey. On the last few, I'm going to bring in peacock feathers. So again, here I did it on my jelly plate a few times with some different colors. and then the jelly plate with the stencil, and then I brought in a stencil and the texture paste. Let that dry as long as I could. Then I brought in the Distress inks and I hit the texture paste with the Distress inks, and I'm going to use these to embellish my pages. They are just gorgeous. So this is scrapbook paper that I had bits and pieces of. I don't use scrapbook paper all that much, so it's nice to be able to use the pieces that I'm not crazy about. Oh, how'd you get through there? And use them, turn them into gorgeous, gorgeous background embellishments. I cleaned my jelly plate. Thank you, Courtney, for that. Using some yellow green. Lay my book down. I had a piece rip off there. I am okay with that. In fact, I love it. Then we have a beautiful page. I'm going to soak up some of this yummy paint on the other page. Go through your book, add some color, let it dry. I'm going to go back and add some more underpants to each and every page. Not a lot, just a few. I'm going to bring in some blue. I have an idea for a theme, so I kind of know what colors I'm going to be playing with. And press my book into the jelly plate, one page at a time. Beautiful. When your pages are dry enough, bring in black StazOn and a rubber stamp. And just add some noise to the background. And do that to each page. I know a lot of us had trouble with our paper sticking on our masks last time that we did this. So let's just try a little bit of glue stick. Glue some masks down. We'll do one page at a time. I really enjoyed seeing the background through those masks. Now my fingers are stickier than the masks. We'll see how this works. We're in the center of the book. I am using my Arteza acrylic paints for this. They're so funny, they're so fun. This is Rose. I'm going to dilute that down. Took me a minute to find the paint I wanted, so hopefully my masks aren't too stuck. So those came off easily and did not leave paper residue. I'm going to go ahead and do this page the same. I'm going to go through the whole book actually and just do the whole thing, put masks on here, paint it with the rose, and then let it dry. So the technique with the glue stick seems to be working quite well. Hopefully that'll be better for you. This is scrapbooking paper that I've cut the circles in, so it's a sturdy paper. Then I just keep applying a little bit of glue. Push them down. Take some of the rose paint. Dilute that. And then carefully paint your page. I'm painting the little tags as well. And then just remove those circles. All right, all the circles are done. Margaret sent me a huge box of goodies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And she sent some of this fiber paste. And I'm going to play a little bit with that. She told me one way to use it, and I'm going to use it in another way, and I'm just going to add some markings. Some texture on the pages. You can use texture paste, but this is right here. I wanted to play with it. I'm going to close my book. Share that fiber paste with both pages. Very nice. Gorgeous. Just a whisper of white. That's good. All right, let it dry. Now the reason I chose the horizontal markings is because we have a lot of circles going on, and so I wanted to just break the circles a little bit with some linear. And we are going to call this background done. Your turn again. Go create, go play, go have fun.